Did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotta fix my hair. Gotta fix my hair. All right, tell me when we're gonna start.
All right, we're going. We're
Ready?
live. We are live. We're good. We've been going. You just gotta roll
Where are the
with
blinking dots on the camera?
There's none. It goes on the switcher.
This is our first YouTube live.
Yeah, here we
YouTube
go, guys.
today, right?
So hey, everybody, welcome.
YouTube live!
Welcome to Business with Benefits with Hannah and Chris. We are.
Look at us! Look up here. The people are in there.
There you go. Exactly.
Hi, people.
I don't know where the people are.
The people are in there.
There you go.
In the circle one.
So we're pretty excited about this, guys. This is our first live YouTube video. So we've recorded a couple using the software, but then launched them after the fact to test it out. So hopefully all goes well with this.
That was really techie. Yeah. I'm already confused.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Is this happening on my channel too? Because I have 3 subscribers that will be really excited.
Really excited to see you.
Super stoked. Mm-hmm. One of them I think is mom, and the other one's you, and the other one's me.
I think I subscribed twice. just
you and your multiple
Life
personalities.
180 subscribed to my personal one.
And I think Arizona Dream Living subscribed. Mm-hmm. So maybe I'm up to 4. Mm-hmm. I think I might be up to 4, you guys. This is getting really exciting. So are you?
You're kind of a big deal.
I am kind of a big deal. Mm-hmm. Are you subscribing or are you living this on my channel?
Should I start more accounts so I can subscribe and up your base? Is that what you need me to do?
Is he trying to make me cry on my first YouTube live?
Anyway, so
let's not have another view situation.
A view situation. So anyhow,
that's a long story. Remind us later to tell you the story about Hannah crying on The View. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Hannah cried on The View, the morning TV show. For anybody,
any
guys out there who really don't know what The View may be?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what it was had she not cried on it. So
you wouldn't think a girl with 4 subscribers would actually be on The View to begin with, crying or not. But yeah, it happened. It was a long time ago.
So anyway, getting into this because we do have a time frame. The kids are actually out at a church event, which is phenomenal. So we dropped and ran, and we're doing this video.
We love church for so many reasons, especially the free babysitting.
So she's got to go pick them up here shortly.
Wait, why is it got to be me? I dropped them off.
I don't know. I guess it could be me.
Because you're too busy being awesome?
Pretty much. Yeah, I guess.
You better right size
So check this out, guys. So if you haven't seen it, we had a premiere that we actually kind of recorded live, but we launched.
Shut up.
Whatever.
We did a thing. It wasn't live. It didn't go live.
It didn't go live. Hannah did an assessment or a breakdown or her analysis. Would that be the right word?
That's a big word. That's a really big word. Do you know how to spell that?
Yes. No.
Why?
Yes.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Who cares how to spell it? You have Microsoft Word and Google Docs have spell check. You can't. It's red lines.
You don't need to.
I just get the red line and I fix it.
You don't need to analyze.
That's all I have to do. So numbers are my thing. I'm not a speller. I can write a book without spelling because of spell check.
And you have. I'm so excited
I know.
for you.
So check this out.
I think the book got about 4 subscribers.
That's so untrue. I'm sending a couple a week out still. Leave me alone.
I'm just kidding. It's a good book. It's a good book.
Man.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
The book looks good on you.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about tonight?
So yesterday, Hannah did an analysis.
I would call it a mega ramble, actually. If I had to quantify it, it was an hour and a half.
You're doing now.
It was an hour and a half.
It was an hour and 16 minutes.
You're telling me to tighten it up?
Tighten it up. Just like yesterday. So, yeah, because otherwise we'll never get through this. So, what I'm going to do today, so the whole premise of this, let me start that over. The whole premise of this is yesterday she kind of did a ramble analysis on my Enneagram report. So we both did the Enneagram Assessment,
okay, I'm allowed
which
to say
we
that.
think it's fantastic because as a couple, it's great to know how the other person thinks, how they are being, and how they're viewing themselves in the world, I guess, and
how they show up in the world.
Yeah.
My favorite part of it, I was talking to my my friendapist earlier, who's my success coach, my life coach, my friend, and my therapist all rolled into one, depending on the week. And I was giving her the analysis about the Enneagram thing, and she had never heard of it.
Enneagram.
Whatever, however you want to say it, tomato, the Egram thing, all right? And so she thought it was super cool because she didn't actually know about it, and she's she has 6 PhDs.
You felt like the coolest person in the world. You're like, oh yes.
Yeah, so you guys will maybe get to know her just by me talking about my awesome friendapist, and she has 6 PhDs. She's stupid, awesome, smart. So it was really cool and she puts up with my shenanigans and calls my BS. And so to be able to tell her about something made me feel very special, even though I'm a year behind apparently, because last year seems to have been the year of the Enneagram that everybody was talking about it. Right. But anyway, the real point of this was that there were parts of it that I loved. Like the part that I was recalling to her that described sort of the 3 different levels of where you were currently in the personality. And I think they called it like stressed. And then I forgot what the middle one was.
Yeah,
like
stress, normal.
Adequate,
stress,
or normal.
And then like...
I can't remember the word, but I would call it like optimized or like at your best, right?
Like strengths or like...
You'll find it. Oh, it'll make me dizzy.
Yeah, don't look at the computer.
So it's essentially
thriving.
Like thriving. Okay, so you have... What was the first one?
Stressed, normal, thriving.
Average or normal, and then thriving. And so what it gave was these really cool descriptions of like words of how you're acting, potentially when you're at your lowest level, like your lowest developmental state of being, maturity level, you know, development, all that good stuff. And then, you know, when you're okay, and then when you're at your peak. And I love that as a benchmark, you know. So what I'm looking forward to reading in mine is what my kind of benchmark behaviors are, because then if I have you know them, and if my friendipist knows them, then it actually gives a much easier sort of standard of accountability that she can be like, yo, that was pretty low on this scale. Like what was the word we came up with for the first one? Stressed. That was one of these stressed types of behaviors. Let's bring that up.
Don't be the stressed version of yourself.
Don't be the stressed version of you. Like, how do we bring that behavior and walk it up into the higher level of being? And it actually has like words for it, so I can identify what they are. And for me, that's good, because like I don't do feelings very well, and so I don't know a lot of feelings.
You're the most sensitive person I know.
Shut your face when you're talking to me. So yeah, so I don't know them. Like when people ask me, what are you feeling? And I'm just like, oh, I don't know, like upset. Well, I don't know.
Upset?
Apparently there's a lot of other feelings than that. Or frustrated.
All right.
So that's what I'm looking forward to. And I think that's the power in terms of how that can help other people. So if you are interested in doing this Enneagram, whatever you want to call it, with your spouse, it's really rad, because it's one of those things we always say, put yourselves on the same team about something. Like, go find a new hobby that you can be on the same team about. Go, read a book together at the same time, and then analyze it and discuss it. I love the intellectual stimulation. You wouldn't think I'm an intellectual. All right, I'm not saying I'm an intellectual. I'm saying
you kind of are in a way.
I like hanging out with really smart people. Like, I like hanging out with people that are way smarter than I am, and that lights my fire. I just dig it. Like, it's my favorite. So intellectual stimulation is really important to me. And if your partner is the same way and they like to talk about unique and different things besides, how was your day at work, honey? How was your day at home, honey? How are the kids today? How's school? What's the news? What's the weather? Like, they're going to come up with something different. This is something different and cool, and it makes us get to know each other better. So, it's like, rather than, hey, what movie are we going to watch? Like, come up with something cool and fun. And this is maybe an idea that might help you.
There you go. And it's cheap.
And when I get intellectually stimulated, he gets happy. Just saying.
True story.
Okay.
True story. I won't argue with that one.
Now I got the guys listening. They're
there
like,
we go.
oh, you got my attention. Hannah said I might get lucky. Hannah said, is there a bell we can ring for when Hannah says you might get lucky? Ding, 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 ding.
There you go.
Yeah, the guys will pay attention.
That's awesome. So to
I
finish
love you, gents. I'm here for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm here for the
She's
ladies.
just looking out. So she did the analysis on me yesterday. I'm going to go through and do it on her Enneagram today. So hopefully
I'm a little
this
scared.
will. So
but you are being nicer today than you were yesterday.
I was.
So maybe you won't. Maybe you won't slaughter me too bad on this.
All right, maybe we'll see. So check it out.
Maybe.
Let's use this nice new stuff here. So let's go.
What screen am I looking at now?
The top right is where the
yeah, but
cursor.
Then I'm still gonna look at our people.
You can look at the people. Yeah.
Hi, people.
Look at all the people.
Look at all the people.
So check this out. So this is her Enneagram. So basically, I don't really understand all this, but it is really fascinating to go through. So once again, if there's anybody who knows how to like really analyze these, we'd love to have you on live and just kind of like have a fun little breakdown about like what our Enneagrams together mean for our marriage. Wouldn't that be fun? Like how we communicate, what our challenges are, like.
Do they do that?
Oh yeah, totally, absolutely.
I remember when we did that when we were first dating. We went to Barnes and Noble, and I hope that they're still around for our kids. Like, I was just thinking how that'll be so interesting if like our kids don't know what Barnes and Noble is. I hope that they're still We went to Barnes & Noble and we found that it was actually called Sex Signs. It was a big pink book with like a big thick book with a white binding. And it was all about the horoscope signs. Yeah. And so I'm not saying go horoscopy and like go off the deep end with that, but I'm saying I think it's really fascinating that there are these 12 distinct signs and personality types. And if you look at it, personality types the same way that they say that there's 9 in the Enneagram, it's no different. And so we read about your personality type and my personality type. And what this book did, Sex Signs, it was all about the compatibility. And I remember geeking out. And we sat on the floor. Remember that? We were at the one on Dorset Street in South Burlington. And we sat on the floor and just for probably hours geeked out and learned about each other. And we were really incompatible, according to the book. So
here we are.
Like 18 years later, we figured out how to work around those things. But I remember it really helping us at the beginning because what you're in for. You know what you're going to be up against because it said, here are the areas of contention that you can expect. And
That's true.
My brilliant husband always says, you guys, you can handle anything you expect. So
I do say that.
It was wicked cool to be able to not only learn about each other, but how we were going to and ding, ding, ding. There wasn't very much ding, ding, ding at the beginning. It was mostly gear on gear, ugly.
Yeah.
So anyway, here we go.
Body
type?
Ooh. So check this out. So basically, if I'm going to bounce around a little, so don't look at the screen.
Don't look at. Oh, I don't.
So there are 3. There are body types, there are head types, and there are heart types, and okay, so those are the 3 like major categories, if I recall. So I'm just trying to get my head wrapped around this. So you can see each section. So you didn't
read this in advance?
No.
Are you telling me
you
didn't?
So each section has I didn't read it in advance. No, I'm not. I'm
nice preparation. You didn't even skim it?
No, I want to do this. I want it to be real. I want it to be authentic.
I'm sorry.
So if you look at this, 8, 9, and 1, those are all categories for the body types, and out of those, she got an 84, which was her
body
dominant.
Type, by the way.
No. So body type is like your core emotion is anger, like that. I don't know what that means.
That's for everybody.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I know. Yes.
Yeah, I know, but that's like everybody. But like, so like I said, I don't know what this means. But she's a 1. She's a highest. She's an 84 as a 1. 84. So ones are determined by their belief that everything must be in order, and by their feeling that they must always be right. That is so you.
No, not at all.
I'm just joking. Let me read it all, and then I'll give you the assessment.
Okay, fine. Am I supposed to?
Yeah, you're supposed to zip your lip. You got to do all the talking yesterday. Now you tighten it up.
He's getting fierce.
They show great commitment and determination to improve conditions that they find need improvement. Oh boy, isn't that the truth? And they are forward in encouraging others to improve their performance too. Oh, so here's what I'll say about my wife: is that she is one of the most committed people to her own self-development and self-improvement, probably the most committed to her own self-improvement out of anybody I've ever met in my life. And so
Brendan Burchard may have me beat.
But like, yes, I guess that's
But he
true.
didn't start out quite so psychotic.
I mean, you've done more work. You've probably made more progress in your life than anybody I've ever met. Legitimately.
It's like the kid with no skills on the sports team that gets the most improved award.
When we first met, she was just like banging her head against the wall. and now look at her.
So you're giving me the most improved award.
Yeah.
Is what you're telling me.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Yep. And then
the short bus just pulled up to pick me up for school.
I would say she doesn't always feel like she has to be right, but there's like, if she feels she's right, you don't get a word in edgewise otherwise. Like,
I mean, things go better when I do get to be right.
It's true. It's true. But the improvement, the needing to improve conditions that they find need improvement doesn't mean it needs improvement. It just means she thinks it needs improvement. And when that's the case, get out of her way. There's no shutting it down. If there are curtains that need to be fixed, if a paint color needs to change, if a couch needs to move, come hell or high water, it's moving, it's happening. It doesn't matter. Just get out of her way. It's going to happen no matter what. All right.
Okay, show me a woman who's not like that, though.
Well, so I don't know what to tell you. Head types. I don't know what head types are. Head type is driven by intellect and tend to analyze and
driven by intellect, see?
Driven by rationalize their emotions. So you're a 7. Whoa. So you are a 7 intellect to the tilt. This is going to be an awesome thing.
You still calling me
99% match.
Are you calling me smart? You're calling me smart.
I don't know. Let me read this and I'll tell you.
Smart?
7s are defined by their desire to experience everything good and pleasurable that the world has to offer, while avoiding pain, boredom, and limitations. Okay, hold on. 99% match. This is accurate.
Ouch, this is straight up.
Although 7s appear enthusiastic and fun-loving, deep down they have a fear of getting stuck in negative emotions. Oh, this is like...
very deep down.
Are you feeling sick right now? Because that's like really
beyond
tough.
Deep down.
Thus, they tend to disconnect from their deeper feelings, instead focusing on their imagination and zest for life to keep them moving forward and gathering new, pleasurable experiences.
You're mocking. That whole entire statement was mocking.
And I'm not.
That sounds like the ideal human being. I mean, who really wouldn't want to?
I mean, it sounds like a fun life, a fun experience, because you don't have to deal with reality.
No, you don't have to be stuck in negative emotions.
You're super enthusiastic.
You're fun-loving. Everyone
sleep
loves.
All day and let your husband take care of the kids.
Everybody loves a fun-loving person. Yeah. So this was me when I was drinking, essentially, and overeating, and over-flirting, and overdoing pretty much everything in my life. Yep. Because I wanted to not have uncomfortable emotions ever, and to not do anything that wasn't fun or exciting or new. Yeah. Because I want to avoid pain, boredom, and limitations. Ugh. All right. Those 3 words give me like in my stomach. But that is old news, though, because that's not what I actually do anymore. It's how I'm built.
It's how you're built. So that's your natural tendency. So I think it's actually kind of fascinating that this picked you up as a 99% match for this, because while you don't act out on it, that is still your natural tendency and your natural attraction and draw is to be that way. You have to fight it emphatically.
Yeah, it is fascinating. So that actually gives a pretty sweet take.
Yeah, for the test to pick that up, because you do a really good job trying to not be that way, but
so maybe I don't remember what the questions, how they were phrased, but maybe it phrased it like what I prefer to versus what do I do?
I don't know.
Because often that's very different. Yeah. Would I prefer to catch a cheap flight to Hawaii and hang out on the beach for 2 weeks and just forget about my life? Yeah. Yeah. But do I do that? No, not anymore. I show up and am responsible and predictable. And
right. So your heart type.
So I wonder, do you remember? Did it phrase it in a way of
I don't know. Okay. I have no idea.
All right,
I'm not going back that way. So 3, so your heart type is a 3, you're an 85% match. 3s are defined by their desire to achieve. I would agree with that.
That's not much heart.
They want to advance in the world and will sacrifice almost anything for success, vigorously pursuing tasks and becoming utterly absorbed in pursuit of attainment. I think I was a 3 as well for this. Yeah. But they will only choose a task in the first place if it promises rewards and brings prestige.
You definitely were this. I remember us talking about it.
Yeah, we talked about it. 3s like to stand out. They have a burning need to be admired and see life as a game where winning is emphasized. So it's interesting because I was also 3 and I didn't really align with a lot of that. I have a desire to achieve. I don't really have the sense that anything's missing, or wait, that was a 4. Sorry, I started scrolling down. 4s have a sense to see something missing in their lives. I'm like, I don't feel like anything's missing in my life. No. They want to advance in the world. Yeah, and I'll sacrifice a lot for success as long as it's not my family.
Wait, we're back to you again?
No, but I'm saying.
Oh, nice slip in. Did you guys see how we did that? Yeah, nice. It's all about me.
But I think Hannah is very much the same way here. She's willing to sacrifice everything, and I think a lot of your sacrifices are, I guess it's seasonal, right? Like sometimes you got to grind, sometimes you're building your business, and I got to support you, and sometimes you just kind of have to watch the kids and support me, and that's a sacrifice on its own because that's not you doing what you want to be doing. That's not you buying your ticket to Hawaii and escaping.
Right. No, it's the absolute opposite. Right? Yeah. It's the mundane. I would say you like to stand out more than me, and you do have more of a need to be respected, and you do have more of an internal need for external validation. I think because I have crap self-worth. It's built a lot over the years.
Yeah.
You have to do a lot of esteemable things to build your self-esteem. But I don't know. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter.
I don't know what your analysis
So those
is.
are
I'm not one that
summaries.
likes to hang out in a ton of groups.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a ton of friends. I don't need admiration from a social group.
No.
But if I want someone to like versus respect me now,
Mm-hmm.
I'll choose respect. And it didn't used to be like that. It used to be like, if you're the life of the party, you win, ding, 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 ding,
Mm-hmm.
like if everybody thinks you're funny and cool, then awesome. And now it's like, I have moments of being funny. I have moments of being really not funny. I have moments of putting my foot in my mouth. I have moments of just wanting to be quiet and read a book. And even doing these videos actually takes me out of my more normal space, which is not talking to people, going around by myself. I'm out. I was reading Russell Brand's book on addiction recovery today outside, and I'm a much more quiet and introspective, like
she likes to wake up in the morning and work out in her office alone. I like to wake up. Well, when I work out, I like to get out and go to places.
You go to the gym. You got to be with people.
Like I got to be around people. She's much more introverted.
And I actually like to be by myself all the time. So I'm just thinking in terms of like, do I need to be admired? No.
No,
like,
but
I'm not out there looking for a following. My YouTube channel will tell you that.
But people's thoughts of you, if you get excluded from something, like just other people's opinions of you impact you a lot.
Yeah, and at this point, it's not to fulfill me. It's to check in and make sure that I haven't done something that I need to clean up.
Yep.
Like if I've said something to offend somebody, I'm much more on my game now of knowing like, okay, what's my side of the street on this? Like, what do I have to clean up?
Yep.
And so I'm always checking in, and it may come across as insecurity, and like caring about what people think, but I'm really just making sure that I didn't say something stupid or hurt somebody's feelings or like be a jackass.
Okay.
I'm explaining it to the people.
Yeah. No, that's great. I love it. All the people.
All the people.
All the people. So, all right. So let's get into the summary of you. So your primary type is a 7. In this section, we'll dive deep into the 7's profile to understand how it drives your core emotions, fears, and desires, as well as how it impacts your relationships and at work. So in a nutshell, 7s are defined by their desire to experience everything good and pleasurable that is offered to the world. That the world has to offer, while avoiding pain, boredom, and limitations. Although 7s appear enthusiastic and fun-loving, deep down they have the fear of getting stuck in negative emotions. Thus, they tend to disconnect from their deeper feelings, instead focusing on their imagination and zest for life, keeping them moving forward and gathering new pleasurable experiences. We just talked about that.
They sound fun. I like
you
these
are
7s.
Well, you are fun.
I like
that's
these
for sure.
7s.
7s aim to fill every minute with activity. They approach life as an endless roller coaster of fun, joyous experiences. And if not fun, at least not sad, bored, anxious, depressed, or painful.
Well, who likes to be those things?
It's just part of life.
Does anybody out there like to be those things?
Oh.
Are you just saying they have a higher tolerance for actually being?
Yeah, I think other people have a tolerance of just kind of dealing, and you
zero tolerance.
Yeah, you have zero tolerance. Yeah.
Naturally, I have to work on it.
Right.
I really do work on it, and I have friends from program that when we get uncomfortable, we're like, okay, you're uncomfortable, sit in it. Get comfortable in the uncomfortable until you become comfortable. That's our thing.
Would you think that like a lot of people in recovery are 7s?
I am really fascinated. I actually want to take a poll. Like I actually want to go to my recovery peeps and be like, is there a correlation between the personality type that's impulsive, spontaneous, self-centered, fun-seeking, and pain-avoiding?
Sounds all great, right?
Which is every alcoholic, or person with an ism, which is anything. Like you tell me an addiction or a compulsive behavior. If it's food, sex, gambling, screen time, whatever, you name it, behavior, substance, and everyone has that.
Well, I don't know. Like I don't know if like people who are like gamers and addicted to gaming, like most of those people, or a lot of those people, are isolationists
but there's usually some form of escape. There's usually some pain that they're trying to avoid. So you're trying to check out or numb out to avoid pain. Okay. So I wonder how many of the people who have that in an intense way, like enough that they have to go into a recovery program and rebuild their life from scratch, from the bottom up, like I did. How many of us crazies are actually 7s? And I say crazies. We'll like if you guys can't
she's
see
having
me,
fun. She's having fun.
I love people and respect people in recovery more than any other subset of the human race because we work our asses off. And we do the dirtiest, deepest work on ourselves than anyone I've ever met. And now I'm on a soapbox for my recovery partners in crime. But yeah, I love them. And yes, it's a forever game that we have to do. And it's cool because it keeps us moving in the right direction.
Yes, it does.
Anyway, go ahead.
7s use their charm, enthusiasm, imagination, and positive attitude to get as much enjoyment as possible out of every moment of life.
Pretty true.
That you do. And I love that about
you.
you.
I've toned down. All of the volume has
been
turned down.
You've turned everything down a couple clicks, and it's safer that way.
It is much safer. It keeps us out of the danger.
Ideally, a 7 aspires to ride a continuous high, avoiding the drier aspects of reality. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm getting so squirmy.
That is so accurate.
I'm getting so squirmy. Why is it still this though?
I don't know. Because that's your just natural tendency. You do a great job of not letting it overcome you like you used to, but it's still.
I've worked so hard to change completely.
I don't think you can. So I guess that's the question. Can you really change how you're wired? And I think that's what makes this test really unique is how you're wired, and then at the end, it gives you your weakness, you at your weakest, you at your normal, and you at your optimized, and it'll kind of show you that's how you can grow into improving.
Right. See how many of the optimized check boxes I have, or that I actually do more often than the weaker ones.
Yep.
Because I'm a little scared.
All right.
I'm a little scared. This is frighteningly accurate.
All right. So, at their core, 7s ultimately seek deep inner satisfaction to live a truly meaningful and satisfying life. However, they can sometimes become confused by what it means to get the most out of life, becoming distracted by momentary pleasures rather than pursuing the truly meaningful.
That's my mission. That's my wow. That could be my theme song. Mm-hmm. They do seek deep inner satisfaction to live a truly meaningful and satisfying life. Yes, absolutely.
And
we can sometimes become confused about what it means to get the most out of life. Get. That's the word. That's the word that trips you up.
You're trying to get it?
Rather than give it. To get the most out of life, becoming distracted by momentary pleasures rather than pursuing the truly meaningful, which is giving. That's the difference. That's what I learned. You got to take that word get and flip it to give. And that sounds really cheesy, but when I do focus more on what kind of meaning can I add to this?
Yeah.
Then that's actually how I get a truly meaningful and satisfying life. What can I bring to the table here? How can I contribute to you? Yeah. And when I do that, then, and I'm not so focused on me, what can I get?
Right.
Which is the natural instinct. It's what the consumerism culture that we live in teaches us every second of every single day. Get the right car, the right house, the right hair stuff, the right facial tonics, the right beverages, the right tumbler, the right everything, and then you'll be happy. And it took me a long ass time and a lot of destruction and a lot of hostages before I really figured out that it isn't about, that's not going to work. Because I did that for a long time. I followed the recipe that culture gave me.
And it was dangerous.
Yeah, it was like the cakes that I bake, that I feel like I'm doing them exactly the right way. And somehow they, then I'll open the oven after 45 minutes and it's at the bottom of the cake pan. Nice. And I don't know what went wrong.
Nice.
That's exactly what that theory of getting the most out of life did for me. So now I'm like a give junkie. I have more fun giving to see what will happen.
Yep. 7s often get caught up in trying every option they have available, becoming frustrated when they run into limitations that stop them from exploring a potential path. Oh my gosh. That is, it makes me uncomfortable listening to that because, if we have any disagreements, usually it's because she just doesn't know when to stop sometimes. And she just, when she wants something, she just get out of here. There's no point fighting.
This is limitations and paths, exploring options, though. It's not about being a bulldog, which I am.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, but that's the thing. But when you run into limitations that stop them from exploring a potential path. So when she wants to do something, if we have an issue with the kids losing their socks in the wash, or something of that nature, she goes, I need a solution to that. So she'll start building a prototype to fix it. And then her whole life, this kind of wraps in the other one, is like you get wrapped up all in all this stuff and distracted. This is going
to get really embarrassing really fast. You're going to use the sock example?
She gets wrapped up in these tasks that are really meaningless, like in the grand scheme of things. Like,
hey, that could have been my $1 billion idea.
It could have been.
I could have been the pillow guy.
It could have been.
I could have been
Mike Lindell.
Mike Lindell, the pillow guy. I could have been him. I mean, how brilliant is that?
Somebody.
Let's take some bamboo and
think you'd have like 13
followers
on YouTube at that point in time?
Wow, you're so... Don't touch me like that when you're being so into
I'm just
me.
joking.
So, yeah, I did. I made prototypes for different inventions of how to contain the socks in our family. And I stayed up until like 2 a.m. And I did probably 5 or 6 different prototypes. And then I reached out to all these different manufacturers because I needed to do a plastic coating over my thing. And then the magnet manufacturers when I was considering the different latch types. And so I don't know how to do graphic drawings or like product design stuff. Like I just make it up as I go. And so I think I bought out the entire attachment section at Lowe's, and I went on to all these specialty sites, and I still have boxes from this product,
I know.
From this product of mine. I know. That we still find one every once in a while in the dryer, the bottom of the dryer.
Yep, we do.
But you know, that attribute, I'm going to defend in myself, becomes an asset.
It does in certain situations.
When it's used properly. Like in real estate, for example, I'll be my own lawyer for a second.
Yes.
That ends up being highly profitable for my clients. Because if there is a way, this bleeping pain in the rear type 7 who needs to explore every single option and does not stop exploring all of them and hates limitations will find a way.
That's true.
Like I will find a way.
I'll back you up on that 1,000%.
So yeah, I've defended myself.
Yeah.
I can sit back.
You feel better?
I do. I feel a little better.
And yeah, okay. I mean, like it is what it is. Like, and the reality is like that's not destructive at all. It's just funny to me that like you get so absorbed in those projects.
When I'm up until 2 a.m. and like.
Yeah, I mean, if it takes you off like dealing with clients and helping them, you know, it's a distraction. It could be a distraction. Yeah. I wouldn't say destructive.
Yeah.
7s often get caught up in
I used to be getting hammered while I was making those designs.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah, at least you're staying sober now. That's good. Unless a 7 has developed a level of comfort with boredom and even pain, they will have a tendency to consume experiences without being satisfied by them. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I'm bored. Move on.
All right, so your strengths are you have an enthusiasm for life. Optimism and positive thinking, great, true. Ability to imagine possibilities and brainstorm many ideas, amen to that.
That's like the probably overarching theme of ability to imagine possibilities and brainstorm new ideas. I can do that all
Adventurous,
day.
Playful, and spontaneous, absolutely.
Those are my 3 words for the pageant. When they ask me, what are the 3 words to describe yourself?
Seriously?
I can use the Enneagram words now instead of like, hey, Chris, what are 3 words to describe me? I hate that question. Adventurous, playful and spontaneous.
There you go.
Thank you.
Future-oriented and able to generate excitement about possibilities. Yeah.
Future-oriented, able to generate excitement about possibilities. Oh, yeah, because I live in the possibility.
Yep. All right, so your challenges are you struggle to focus and avoid distraction. Find it difficult to deal with limits and constraints.
Absolutely.
Yep. More easily sees...
I don't find it difficult to deal with them. I just like blow them up. Like I just take dynamite with me wherever I go, and they don't exist in my reality.
And if you can't get through it, it bothers you way more than most. Like when you're struggling to get through it.
I'll just blow it up.
More easily sees what is imagined rather than reality. Oh, that's the truth.
More easily, say it what, huh?
More easily sees what is imagined rather than reality.
I don't know.
You're like, I don't even know what that means. What is reality?
Well, you would need to give examples. You're not giving any examples.
Just stuff like when you want to do... You don't like the idea of reality that you can't do everything you want to do all the time. Like if you see we need a new pool filter, a new pool deck, a new air condition, new curtains, new this, new that, like all like we bought a house that's 24 years old and it's great. It's on the golf course. It's a beautiful like location. We bought it for the location, but the house needs some work. Probably, what would you say? 50, 60 grand worth of work?
Updating.
Yeah. And so that said, she looks around and reality is we're not going to do it all at once. But in her imagination is She looks at everything and she doesn't stop. Like, she has a real hard time being in it. You do. I mean,
until I can change it.
You have a hard time being in it until you can change it. So you go around just imagining changing it all the time, like every single day. You do that. It's fun. It's not like it's
doesn't
right
challenge
there.
me.
It's not.
Sorry if it's challenging to you. They should put that in your challenge category. Not mine. Doesn't bother me none.
Fears, commitment, and boredom that will come with it. That was once upon a time, I think. I think you still kind of fear commitment to other things. Like, I think you don't, you worry about like the boredom side of it, and you worried about it becoming mundane, and you have a hard time visualizing like doing a mastermind, or like doing anything with people that requires like long-term relational obligation on your part.
Yes.
Like, that scares the crap out of you.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm great with first dates. I'm great like for 3 months and get to know your grandma and make grandma love me, and then I'm bored. Like, once I've figured out the psychology of you, I'm done. Because you know why? Because you reinvent yourself so often that like I'm like with a different guy every 6 months. It's crazy. Like, did you guys see, by the way, Chris didn't even tell me that this video went up, and there's no picture of the actual thing he built, which is behind us. He built this the other day. Like, if any of you know him because you've known him growing up or whatever, the dude has never built a thing in his life. Like, if he had to do Boy Scouts, they would have kicked him out. Because he would have been like, hey, anybody have a cell phone? Anybody have a cell phone? We're in the middle of the woods. Like, how do we do this, right? Like, he would not survive. I mean, the guy does spreadsheets like nobody's business. He can build a business like standing on his head. He can dial a cell phone and knows the right dude and has a guy or gal to solve every problem that you could ever need. But to build something, friends, oh, no. So IKEA is right down the road. I've bought him bookshelves before. Yeah, the family has this story. The family has this story that in the first house that we built down in Maricopa, and like hot out of college, we bought these bookshelves and they were IKEA. And I was like, hey babe, here's a toolbox that I just bought you at Lowe's. And I put like, the basic equipment, thinking like, you're gonna be a guy, you're a homeowner, like you're gonna do this. He takes his little toolbox and he goes out and he builds the IKEA bookshelf. Y'all, the IKEA bookshelf was tipped like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I kid you not. So we still, like, my dad, who's very handy, and my brother, who's very handy, comes over to the garage. And you guys who cannot see me, my arms are tilted at what degree is this? The Leaning Tower of Chris.
It was probably like 85 degrees instead of 90 degrees. It was leaning.
Sure, it was leaning. It was definitely. So we called it the Leaning Tower of Chris. And for years, we pick on Chris that he's so unhandy. The man can't even build IKEA.
You know what I think it was?
So that's been him.
Obviously, I proved that IKEA's designs were flawed because look behind.
Right.
I'm obviously very skilled. I built that from scratch. No designs, no
plans.
The
first tools that you ever have used before you've lost them or left them somewhere were when you started to do the additions of the accessories on the Jeep that you bought a couple years ago. And then you started to use tools, which was a brand new you. I went outside and you had a buddy out there and you were under the Jeep. And I was like, where's my husband? Like, I see legs under there, but those are obviously not his. Like, he hired this guy to work on his Jeep, and where is he? And then I couldn't find you, and then I realized there were 2 sets of hairy legs coming out from under the Jeep. Nice. So that was reinvention number 1. And reinvention number 2 was like this last weekend, you decided that you were going to build, yes, folks, with tools like hammer, nails,
there's more coming,
screws,
electric
drills.
I even put up my light that's right here. That's our like main light on us. I built a bracket.
I taught him how to find studs. And
you didn't
figured
teach
out how
me
to find studs. Yes.
You're
yes, I did.
no,
yes, I did.
Not.
So yeah, he actually had real
high.
tools, and then he made a video about it. He had Canon, our little 6-year-old, take the camera out and was videoing Daddy with real tools. It was adorable. So bringing it back to this, how do I stay like committed? Well, 1, I've decided that I really don't want to implode my life by any alternative actions at this point.
It's a good start.
I've got I've been like pot committed. I went all in.
You're all in.
All right. I'm with that. So I went pot committed with you, but it makes it easier. The fact that like every so often, it's not always a continuous time frame, but you always come up with like, a new
I keep you on your toes.
You keep me on my toes.
All
like,
right, cool.
Who are you all of a sudden as a handyman? Like, handymen are hot. I mean, not guys who are handymen, but like guys who are handy and can do anything.
When it benefits you.
It's awesome.
When I can give you acts of
service. Yeah, because they can build stuff for me. And the honey-do list can get longer and longer.
Oh, chill out.
You can actually do things.
You calm down.
Okay.
All right.
That was a tangent, but they're getting to know us. Isn't that the point of this exercise?
Yes, absolutely. You have trouble staying in the present moment.
I meditate now.
You do. How's that going for you, by the way?
You're mocking me. Are you really asking me, or are you mocking me?
I'm asking you. Are you enjoying?
Are you going to give any backup, like any background information to your?
Yeah, I mean, she's tried to meditate before in the past, and it hasn't gone very well. And so
no, I come out more irritable and ticked off than when I started.
Yeah,
I can't do this.
This doesn't work. What's everybody talking? Peace and calm and love and blah.
This sucks. And I would come out more mad and fury. Like I was like this little buzzing bee. And then the more I hear people talk in my meetings about prayer and meditation, I go, ugh. So that's how it was for years. And I kept trying. Oh, well, you just need to sit there and meditate until you feel it, they'd say. And I was like, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling angry, but I can't get my brain to shut down. I watch the thoughts drift on the river, and I want to like take a machine gun and shoot them because there's so many and I can't control them and they make me crazy. So that's how it has been.
And it's going better, I hope? Because you go into your office and you put a meditation on and you...
Oh no, now I'm snorting Coke.
Oh, perfect. That's why you lock your door. Okay, good. Awesome.
Yeah, that's why I locked the door.
Yeah, perfect.
Totally kidding. That was a really bad joke considering the circumstance of me. Yes. But if I weren't, a person in long-term recovery for 11 years, I'd be allowed to make that joke. But no, I'm absolutely not doing that. So for real. You want the for real?
No, I want the lie. Yes, I want the for real.
Okay. Well, do you want the sugar-coated, I'm learning it. Here's how I figured it out.
About 10 minutes.
Ask better questions and you'll get better answers.
That's a good question.
Here's what I figured. If this would help anyone else who hates and is terrible at meditating like I have been for years. Hypnosis.
Hypnosis.
You've experienced this.
I have. I've been hypnotized.
Somehow.
I have.
You at the fair... And you at, what was that guy, Chris Angel?
Tangent, stay on focus.
You at Chris Angel. Me, Tangent, you're the one who brought it up.
Yeah, but you said you know it.
It has to be the Chris show.
No,
See this guy?
You said I know it, so I acknowledge. I've been hypnotized.
That is not the same. Hypnosis is what I'm referring to. You being on stage at the fair or at the Chris Angel show is not the same. Hypnosis, folks, in the truest sense, as like maybe it's the gateway to meditation. I don't know, for monkey minds like mine that can't settle down. It's been a couple months now, probably.
I don't know.
The only thing that has worked to like shut down my brain without using substances, I think. And for some reason, I found a couple of different YouTube channels. I found a few guys that really, it works, dude. I don't know if I'm falling asleep or if I'm actually going into a trance state. And some days I've been I can feel myself like present and I can hear the kids behind me and stuff. And other days I just check out and I wake up like when the bells ding. But it's amazing. And I know that they're giving me these subtle, they're talking me through stuff. I don't like the straight up silence. That part doesn't work so well for me.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah. But when there's guided and then they're planting ideas of, calm and peace and gives me a guided visual something that's not a guided meditation. For some reason, I don't know, folks. You guys can tell us. Like, put in the comments what the difference is if you've experienced with one or the other.
Yep. So we got to rip through this because we do got to go get the kids. So, and I don't want to cut this short, but I'm just saying. Your core weakness is gluttony, stimulating experiences of any kind, insatiable hunger for that. Yeah, I mean, you have that, but once again, you're controlling that. Core belief is I can imagine a better reality. That is 1000% unequivocally your core belief. You're always imagining, the best of the best that anybody could ever imagine. So I mean, I don't even have details because there's the best house, having a private jet, having a helicopter, having all these things, a yacht, like having all that and all the family stuff and all that, like, it's the best reality possible. Like, imagine, have you ever seen the movie Annie? Like, imagine the new Annie with Mr. Stacks.
I like him.
Imagine him at the end of the movie when he hit his best pinnacle, when he was a multi-billionaire and he finally had that awakening.
Love
that's her reality. That's who she's going for. That's like, to Hannah, easily attainable. That's
good.
what life should be for her.
Yeah, that's the moment that I try to live in. I live for achieving that moment. And when I slip out of it, I want it back. So I keep it in my imagination.
Core desire.
So what are we supposed to do about these?
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm trying to get through these.
Okay.
To feel deeply fulfilled. Core desires to feel deeply fulfilled with the life they are living, to be living joyfully in every present moment, to be satisfied and content. That's your core desire, and it feels unattainable.
Even though if I scroll the other way, my core belief is that I can imagine a better reality, which those are like polar opposites. So here's the welcome to inside my head. Like, it is a straight up like divide between I instantly imagine something being better, and yet my work, I'm desiring a fulfillment in the present moment, which is why I'm now doing a bunch of hypnosis.
Yep.
To try to be present.
And you do a lot of work with program and all that stuff, so core traits.
I wonder how many of the other types have conflicting things like that between like
every type has
your
a conflicting
current
thing.
Belief and then your desire.
Every type has a conflicting thing, I think.
Really?
I bet, yeah.
I don't remember yours.
Maybe not as, I don't either, but
okay.
I'm sure it was there.
Okay.
Optimism.
My
core traits. Optimism. 7s like to keep things positive and upbeat, given their ability to imagine a better world. Okay, so I'm actually not going to read all of these because I want to get through it, and we're literally coming up on the clock here. So the need for speed, that is true. You're busy bees. You walk fast, talk fast, move fast, think fast. Yeah, when you're on your A game, I think once again that goes back to your or you're nothing. Like, there's no in between.
Or I'm like on the couch all day, don't want to talk to anyone.
Yep, you're going 1,000 miles an hour, or you're like just wanting to just chill.
Yeah.
Future focus. You spend a lot of time thinking about the future. You very rarely are living in the moment unless we're out and about with the family. Like, then you're very intentional about being present. But like, if you're alone, I feel like it's very future driven most of the time, mentally, right? Yeah, I think that's about accurate. Yeah. So resistance to limits. Yeah, I don't even need to go there. Like, we've talked about that.
We need to feel free to indulge our imagination. Yep. Yes, love it.
Emotional life. 7s seek to disconnect from their emotions.
You guys are going to find this as we go through these. Like,
while they have emotions just like everyone else, 7s don't see the value in actually feeling them. No. They would rather think about them.
Yes.
Thinking about emotions creates distance from true feeling and allows the 7 to avoid being controlled by their emotional experiences.
That sounds brilliant to me. I think we have a plan.
Sounds like you were damaged at one point in time.
I think we have a plan, and we can just move forward. Okay, I think that's perfect. I think we're smart because we can separate our feelings and think about them instead.
7s are masters of rationalization and idealization.
What you saying?
With rationalization, you just kind of rationalized that.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
I got it.
With rationalization, the 7.
I'm not as dense as I look.
Well, you asked. I don't know. The 7s find good reason to justify their actions, perspectives, and beliefs. Idealization, on the other hand, allows 7s to see people and experience as being better than they are. Yeah.
Hey, you asked me how I could stay with you for so long.
Yeah.
Maybe that's your answer.
There you go. So
that was a terrible response.
Well,
do you understand what I just said to you?
No.
Wow. All right. That's good, because it was kind of a mean joke.
Oh, well, why would you say something mean to me?
Because it was funny. It was really digging, but very funny. Okay,
wow.
Moving on. Just kidding. Anyway. I was kidding.
Wow. Okay. So childhood
we see things better than they really are.
Oh, wow.
That's what I was saying. Wow,
awesome.
Guys.
Wow.
Good thing he's
pain.
cute.
That's pain.
Good thing
In childhood, most 7s experience a disruptive and painful event. Like someone pulling the ejection seat cord too soon, 7s can feel like their childhood ended before they were ready. To cope, they revert to an earlier time when they felt happier, connected, safe, and in control. I don't know if you had anything like that, but I would say I wonder like how much of your addictive personality and your addictive like behaviors, if that started early, and that, you know, a lot of people say that stunts, like people emotionally stop developing when they start
actually using. Yeah, but I started late. Like I didn't start drinking till I was 18.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't have any destructive stuff. Maybe I need to go into one of those really deep, like what do they call them? It's like a deep hypnosis. Regression hypnosis when you see if there's some childhood trauma that you didn't know about.
All right, so
we're going to get a call from them.
In relationships, 7s are energetic, adventurous, and enthusiastic partners who seek a counterpart who will join them in experiencing everything life has to offer.
That's why I keep you around.
There you go. I win.
You win.
Fun-loving, enthusiastic, always planning the next adventure.
Yep. The bad tend to avoid calm, quiet moments. Although not so much anymore.
Yeah, but you still hate being home alone. Like, that's more because the kids are insane.
Yeah. I like being home alone. Alone is okay. Not at with work, 3 children running around.
You want the freedom to pursue ideas. You're a friendly boss. And democratic.
What we need at work. A friendly boss and democratic decision-making process.
Yep. Respect and appreciation for ideas. Yes. Contact with interesting people. 100%.
Right. Which is why real estate is brilliant for me.
All right. So let's rip through the stressed, average, and thriving.
And I think this is the crux of it right here, y'all. This is the takeaway.
So when you're at your worst, essentially, right? That's what stressed is. When we're at our worst and, you know, you're impulsive, irresponsible, reckless, erratic, out of control, panic-stricken, depressed, and critical.
When 7s are psychologically unhealthy, they are some of the most reckless, out of control, and manic of the types. I really wonder how many people in recovery are 7s. Now I'm going to go start to have that dialogue. I'm going to like take a clipboard and be like, okay, what Enneagram type are you? Because I'm doing some
So analysis. That's when you're your worst. So at your average of psychological health, 7s are keenly aware of what they might be missing out on. They maintain an appearance of having lots of options by keeping busy, whether that's juggling multiple projects, entertaining many people, or keeping up with the latest trends.
Never.
Their energy...
I'm in sweatpants.
But they're trendy. Energy is scattered and unfocused.
You bought them.
As they seek distraction, stimulation, and gratification from outside of themselves.
That is very true.
Yep.
When I'm scattered.
An average 7 can be described as restless. Yep. I would say that, yes. Busy. You stay busy. You're excited. Yes. You very high or low. Entertaining. Distracted. No, you're much better at all that. Unfocused. Isn't that the same thing? Distracted and unfocused.
Generally, yeah.
Impatient and demanding. No, I would say that you can be those things, but you're like 1 billion times better now than you were 12 years ago.
Aw, that's good. Thank you.
That's
I appreciate
awesome.
That.
Now,
it's all
thriving.
About growth, man. As long as I'm better today than I was yesterday.
Thriving. At your best, 7s can harness enormous enthusiasm and curiosity, yet still remain focused and deeply engaged with a task until it's completed. They are creative and practical, producing work that reinforces their identity. They are appreciative of all of life's experiences, able to digest them fully. So this is where I would say you've like grown to in a lot of areas, and you are here a higher percentage of the time than you're not, which is awesome.
My heart is singing.
See, she's appreciative.
I was really afraid that you're going to be like, oh, there you are.
No, I would say like you're definitely
the bottom feeders.
You're very appreciative and you're definitely appreciative. You're more joyful, like deeply grateful. Yeah, you like for everything. You find the gratitude in every situation, I think, right now.
And I'm very intentional about that.
Focused is hit and miss. You're focused on what's important to you, and right now your dad and health and family is what's important to you. So you've like lost a little bit of focus on business for a little while, but that goes in cycles, and obviously family first.
Yep.
Prolific. I don't know what that means in this context. Prolific, you're like...
It means that you produce a lot of content. You produce a lot of results.
If you hire a social media manager. Yes. Yes, you do. Figure out a way to get it done. Innovative. Yes, you're super innovative. You're versatile. Yep. You can fit in and make things happen, and very versatile and flexible. Optimistic. You give it your best. I think you absolutely try to be optimistic. I don't think it's naturally sometimes like how you are, but like you definitely find optimism, and you are the most spontaneous person I've ever met.
I don't have to work for that one.
No.
So what I'm seeing in this thriving category of like the highest level of personal development and emotional maturity is how I would describe it, is like the Maslow's, peak.
Hierarchy of needs.
The hierarchy of needs, but we're at the peak of the triangle, of the pyramid. You came in with thriving. Like we talked about that in your video.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get really pissed, you guys, that it just seems so unfair that Chris naturally on his worst day, like he has business partners that are screwing him and draining him and bad-mouthing him for stuff that he absolutely never did and never deserved, and he was amazing the whole time, and they take advantage of him because he's so nice or whatever, and he will still use the behaviors of his thriving category. Like, that's just who he is. I have had to work my butt off for 11 plus years to try to like claw my way up into this thriving category. And so sometimes I get a little envious, but I'm really proud of the work that I've done, and I'm really proud of the people around me, and thankful, deeply thankful for the people around me that have helped me to live in these more than not. Right? And if I'm trying to break that perfectionism, because I'm a serious perfectionist, and I'm really hard on myself by nature. So it takes a group of people to help me to change that. And if I can be a little bit gentle around myself and live in a more grace for me and for people around me, then that fits in that thriving category. I may not, like the normal me would be like, how many of those are there? There's like 9 of them. And I would like have a checklist like every day. Was I joyful today? Was I deeply grateful? Was I this? Was I that? Where am I on the scale today? Like I would grind the life out of it. And today it's just like, am I a little bit better than I was yesterday? Am I able to show up and think of giving and think of being in service more than getting? Then it's a good day.
Yep. That's awesome.
So growth for me versus, he's growing in his different areas and pursuing different things.
Yeah. I mean, but that's what it's all about, like, is growing however you need to grow. We've just needed to grow in different ways.
In different areas. Absolutely. Yours has been about confidence and, not being afraid to show and utilize these amazing gifts and talents, both in communication and in intellect and insight that you came into this world with.
I'm just going to let her come on the channel for me from now on and just talk about me, because I sound way better.
Well, I mean, that's just how I see you. Like I picked the smart guy, yo. I told you that from the beginning. Like I picked people who are way smarter than me. And then, mine has been obviously what we talked about tonight, but I love the intellectual stimulation of these conversations and getting to know each other. And I hope that this maybe serves somebody as a couple. If you're looking for something geeky to do, like we are,
get it,
do it. Can we put the code? I found a code. So when we went, I found this online.
Online 10, right, is the code.
Well, right now for this company, Truity, it's online 10, and it saved me $10 off. They wanted $19 for the thing. And so I opened a new tab. Here's a little hack for saving money, right?
Just give it to them. I got to hack it.
New tab.
I got to go.
Coupon code Thriving. They gave me $9 off. Boom. We bought both of them and we were done. So anyway, I hope it helps you. Thanks for getting to know us.
Definitely go out and take it. Yeah, we're awesome to share this with you guys, and it's been awesome to learn about each other. And
put in comments too about what your numbers
I'd be
are.
Curious
where my 7s at, people? Where my 7s at? I need some 7s in the house.
What do you think would happen if 2 7s were married to each other?
We would explode. I think we would.
That would be pretty dangerous.
Unless you were a trust fund kid and we didn't have to work.
Ooh, wouldn't that be fun? All right, guys. Well, it's been awesome. Have a blessed, inspirational day. Can't wait to see you on the next video. Have an amazing night. See ya.
Bye. You need some sleep. I love you. Bye, y'all.
Let's see. I gotta turn this off.
Where's that button?
Where's that button?
Where's that button?
All right.